We start tonight with our political reporter, Ben Brown, and the political analysis of tonight's debate. Ben?
Yeah, that's right, Katie. Thanks so much. I want to begin by introducing our political analysts. Reginald Boulding and Philip Peterson are in studio with us tonight. Reginald Boulding, the former minority leader in the Arizona House of Representatives. Philip Peterson is a Republican political consultant covering multiple states, including Arizona. Now, I want to start off tonight first, guys, with who you think won the debate tonight. I'll start with you, Reginald.
Well, I really think it determines based on, the truth is in the eye of the beholder. I think if you were a Democrat and you were looking and you're rooting on Coach Walz, you felt like he did a great job. And I think if you were a supporter of J.D. Vance, you thought he did a well job as well. I think what Americans really wanted to see was to get to know these candidates, to see how they complement their running mates, and ultimately see whether or not there's someone that can actually fill in the shoes.
Philip?
I think that that's a fair assessment, but I've always believed that people remember not what you say, but how you made them feel. And I thought that Vance had a much more stronger stance on the debate tonight and overall came off better and came off more sophisticated, more solid to people. And I think that's kind of what the undecided voters, which is really the people that matter here, are going to think.
Now, I want to move to a big topic for a lot of voters here, especially in Arizona. We know the economy is a top priority. Here's how the candidates handle that critical question. Take a listen.
When people say that Donald Trump's economic plan doesn't make sense, I say look at the record. He delivered rising take-home pay for American workers. Now, Tim admirably admits that they want to undo the Trump tax cuts. But if you look at what was so different about Donald Trump's tax cuts, even from previous Republican tax cut plans, is that a lot of those resources went to giving more take-home pay to middle-class and working-class Americans.
Tax cuts go to the middle class. $6,000 child tax credit, we have one in Minnesota, reduces childhood poverty by a third. We save money in the long run, and we do the right thing for families. And then getting businesses off the ground. The law as it stands right now is $5,000 tax credit for small business, increasing that to $50,000. Kamala Harris has said to do the things she wants to do, we'll just ask the wealthiest to pay their fair share. When you do that, our system works best, more people are participating in it, and folks have the things that they need.
Philip, I want to start with you. How did each candidate, do you think, answer that question on the economy?
I think both candidates did a fine job, but Senator Vance highlighting President Trump's record was really, I think, what did it for us. Because 4 years ago, we were not having to take out a loan just to go grocery shopping. 4 years ago, people felt the economy was better, unemployment was lower. 4 years ago, people just felt better about the economy, and highlighting President Trump's record compared to Kamala Harris's record is the appropriate response.
Reginald, do you think Walz was able to make his case for Harris?
I think he was. I mean, I think there was one thing that Senator Vance said that I think will probably be playing over and over is that the rules were you weren't supposed to fact check me, right? And I think there was a lot of things that, Senator Vance said that weren't quite the reality of the Trump presidency. But I do believe that Americans today, they wanted to hear policy. They wanted to know, what are you going to actually do in order to make my life better? I thought, Governor Walz, he talked about, the policies that the Harris administration wants to implement. And I think when you talk about rising housing costs and, affordability, they have a plan for that. And I think that's what Americans wanted to hear.
We'll have more key issues that were discussed throughout the debate with our political experts later throughout the show. Katie Faye?
No matter your politics, it was a civil debate, at least.
Yes, certainly.